Pace in for Danny Kurtzir, although Pace has played almost every game this season. 22nd time he's played for London Irish this season out of 23. Finds Nick Kennedy in the middle of the line out. Quick ball for Hodgson, flat pass to Katz. Katz has a running deep Mapasua down the line onto Armitage, finds Hewat outside him, and Hewat goes for the grubber kick for Tagicakibau to chase. Across it comes, and it's Mapasua chasing it hard as well.
Yeah,
and it was a penalty. Yeah. Well spotted, Pete Richards. Immediately the referee sees the penalty for offside, and London Irish looking to take it quickly, being slowed down, and then the ball thrown in the face of Hugh Vivian. I think it was a little friendly tap from Darren Armitage with the ball.
I think he's getting excited on his 100th appearance, I think. Great little foresight from Pete Hewat there when the gate was being closed on the end to put a grubber kick through, and ultimately has led to him...
Right-footed strike from Hewat.
Getting 3 points.
Yeah. Dramatic pause there from Pete Richards to allow Pete Hewat to strike it through. And it's all square, so the Saracens lead lasted barely a minute. And it's levelled out at 3 points all. Peter Hewat...
I think we've had two reasonably sort of average kickoffs. One from both teams, which has allowed the kicker, one Scarborough and one's Catty, just to hit, easy touches past the halfway line and ultimately put the team that's just kicked off back in their own half. And I think a bit more can be done with the kickoffs, I think, in terms of an attacking sense, to either try and regather or put a bit more pressure on the kicker.
Hodgson takes the tackle from the scrum, the little pop pass from Richard Thorpe. Kieran Roach now patiently waits with Von Rautenbach at the base of that ruck, waiting for the ball. Well, just pick up and drive as Saracens attempt to drive through themselves. Now Roach does pick the ball up, and it's juggled by Pace, but it went backwards. Play on, bit of a gasp from the crowd. Rautenbach found himself at scrum half for a second and sensibly elected just to drive rather than throw a pass out to Mike Katz. But now it does come to Hodgson to Katz. Katz just steps inside and goes right and spots half a gap, and shows he still has a bit of acceleration about him. On hand there is Tonga Leatoa, drives forward, takes the ball on 5 metres and has the support of Stefan Armitage, who takes some stopping himself. Just outside the 22, Hodgson looks for support. Saracens player offside, all over the place, disrupting play. Out comes the arm for an advantage. So London Irish could try and have a run here as Mike Katz picks up at scrum half, wheels round and is tackled, and Dave Pearson says that's enough. Penalty in front of the post. Great work from Leatoa and good support from Armitage.
Yeah, nice little break up the middle of it.
A penalty here for Hewat, which Dave Pearson says he can go ahead and have a go at goal. Gastard just away to his right. And Hewat, who has this routine we're getting increasingly familiar with, arms just dangling down in front of him, looks up at the post. He's wearing his white boots again this afternoon, kicking the ball right-footed, strikes it comfortably, spins round because he likes it, and the touch judges' flags go up, and London Irish double their advantage with 13 minutes gone. Irish 6, Saracens 3. The line-out's kick for the corner, and it's going to be a throw for London Irish, and 5 metres out. And throw coming up from David Pace. Full line, goes to the front, and Thorpe takes it well. Round peels David Pace. Pace drives, but good defence from Saracens, holding up London Irish and edging them towards the touchline. That's outstanding defence from Saracens. Don't quite get them into touch before they go to ground to form the ruck. It must be a matter of centimetres from that right-hand touchline. London Irish still in possession though, but Saracens have repelled their first ones. And the first attack. Topsy Ojo now acting in the middle of that ruck. Leaves the ball though wisely to Richard Thorpe, who drives around. Thorpe sets the ball up once more, and there is the ruck, still 5 metres short, and picks up this time by Rautenbach, edges forward another couple of metres. The crowd feel this is a real chance for London Irish. The Saracens defence at the moment though holding pretty firmly. Down it goes once more, and it's just pick and drive from London Irish, just try to eat away at the centimetres. Slow ball for Hodgson, so he'll no doubt leave it to the pack once more with Nick Kennedy, who has a go, but he's just edged back a couple of inches. Ojo does decide to pick up and drive himself. This time he goes infield, but no nearer to the Saracens try line. Slow ball, so it's just going to be the pack who hold on to this. Dave Seymour busily trying to get his way through to the ball, but London Irish go left this time. It's the little pod forming. Hodgson.
That's got to be a sin bin. That's got to be a sin bin. You can see it from us.
Well, Armitage has a go. Stefan Armitage drives, but now he'll go for the penalty, and it's likely to be a yellow card this time. He gave him a warning.
Chris Chesney, we can see this from 100 yards away. It was a positive outcome. I think what's really important in these games, and it's talked about, I'm sure, by every team, but certainly by us, is that every time you enter into the opposition 22, you've got to come away with points of some sort. And it's all about building a score. You can't win the game, well, very rarely win the game in the first 20 minutes, but if you can keep chipping away at the scoreboard, 3, 6, 9, all of a sudden you get a try and you're out of sight. So now we have an opportunity, like I say, to take a 6-point lead and play with 10 minutes against one less on the opposition.
Fairly straight kick for Hewat inside the 22 and just about 5 metres or so to the right of the post for a right-footed kicker such as he. Still takes his time over it, now strikes it high and through the middle it goes, and London Irish double their advantage. 25 minutes gone of this game and it's London Irish 9, Saracens 3, and Pete, the way the game has gone, really that's impressive.
You know, in all respect to Gordon Ross, Glenn Jackson's the man that makes that team tick, and you know, no surprise that he was named PRA Player of the Year last year for what his influence is on on Saracens, who had a pretty successful year.
Hodgson gets the ball away and Mapasua receives the pass from Mike Katz, drives forward, good strength again from Mapasua, but slow ball for Tagicakibau to dig out to Katz. Katz just looking around for support, eventually finds it in the sizable form of Farn Rautenbach, who's tackled just over the Saracens 10-metre line. Now it's Topsy Ojo who does his little dance, his pirouettes around through the first tackle, and he's hauled down right in the middle of the field. So options left and right for Hodgson, looks up and it's a good tackle on him by Ben Skirving, I think it was, coming through and gobbling him up. The back row of Saracens all wearing red and black scrum caps, doesn't make it easy, but they go left this time to Cat onto Hewat. Hewat with a flat pass to Armitage at pace. Armitage drives inside the 22. Good run from Armitage, went through the tackle and took one of them with him too. Cat now moves it right. Advantage referee. The referee says advantage being played. It's Nick Kennedy takes the pass in the centre, just over the 22. A low pass to Cat, picked up, and Mapasua takes man and ball, gets the ball
Great
out of the tackle somehow. And Ojo at pace comes hurtling through, but he too is tackled. The Saracens' defence still really holding up well as Tagicakibau on the right wing this time takes the pass from Hodgson. Pace in support onto Hodgson, onto Armitage, who drops the ball. But the referee was playing an advantage for Saracens offside. And it'll be another 3 points.
And now Pete Hewat's got a kick in front of the sticks on the 22, which is a pretty easy 3 points to take us to 12-6 hopefully.
Yep, a chance for them again to establish the 6-point lead. London Irish in front of the post. Hewat, 7 minutes left of this first half. Hewat will now strike it with Pearson alongside him, right-footed, straight through it goes, and again he immediately pirouettes around, which is always a good sign. It means he likes it. Still another 2 minutes or so of a one-man advantage for London Irish, and so far they've scored 6 points in that period, and they conceded.
From Saracens' perspective, it's a positive because they're just putting lots and lots of pressure on London Irish, and with one knock on or a little mistake from Irish, we'll get good field position. But
good break from David Pace there from the line out, drives out of the danger, out of the 22 now. Topsy Ojo takes on the first receiver and just goes straight through the first 2 tackles. He's isolated in the half on his own. A long looping pass out to Tagicakibau, this left wing out Pace. Tagicakibau gets around the marker. That is a tremendous try from London Irish. Try of the season so far is the initial break from Topsy Ojo, and then a perfect pass, weighted distance straight to Tagicakibau over in the left-hand corner. London Irish with a magnificent try, and it's they who take the lead. London Irish 17, Saracens 16.
Topsy Ojo, take your hat off to that. He's taken the ball at 10.
At pace, tackled well by Bob Casey. Ran straight into Casey, to be fair, but good tackle nevertheless. Jackson now on the ball on the narrow side, slides the ball straight into touch. Couple of changes to mention as well, one each, a prop each, but significant changes I feel. Johnson on for Saracens, Richard Scouse on for London Irish. In the meantime, London Irish take the line out quickly, get the ball to Hewat. Hewat launches not a good up and under. It was neither one thing nor the other, that kick from Hewat. Over halfway though, and Saracens drive back at London Irish now. The tackle made just over the halfway line. Jackson flicks the ball in field, and it's driven on by Ben Skirving, the number 8. 17-16 with 23 minutes left of this game. Little grubber kick this time from Adam Powell, straight to Tagicakibau at pace. Tagicakibau runs forward, has the support outside him with Mapasua. Mapasua chips the ball infield, and it's Declan Danaher, the first man there. That works out pretty well for London Irish. Not convinced that's what Mapasua intended, but it's worked out nicely. Now they move it right to Katz. Katz has Tagicakibau, who's been in, immense form in this game, really. He drives in once more to the Saracens defence, sets it up, and they go left to Mapasua, who just shimmies before takes on the tackle. Somehow again offloads the ball in the tackle. Richard Thorpe pounces on it and drives forward just to slow things down a little bit as the game once more opens up. They go right to Katz. Katz, well, great defence there from Dave Seymour. Up on Mike Katz very, very quickly. In fact, illegally. Well, knock on, says the referee. Little knock on off Dave Seymour. Irish still in possession. They go right to Katz. Katz down the line, a bit of space for Peter Hewat at pace, and flicks the ball infield, and Gonzalo Tiesi from nowhere has a run in under the post. It's Peter Hewat. Poor defending from Saracens. Peter Hewat, who made the break, just flicks the ball inside him. Gonzalo Tiesi goes over for the score, his third try of the season, and suddenly London Irish are building themselves a nice lead. It's 6 points thanks to that try from Gonzalo Tiesi. London Irish 22, Saracens 16.
Yeah, like you say that,
really, didn't they? But they just seem to go to sleep at that point.
It just shows really what quick ball can do for your team. We saw in the first half, when Irish got some momentum and quick ball, they were making breaks at ease, at will, should I say. And in the second half, we haven't really structured together, and it's looked pretty laboured. But a couple of phases of quick ball, and look what can happen. 2 tries. 12 points, and the game has turned on its head in this 5 minutes.
24-16 as Peter Hewat just slams through the straightforward conversion in front of the posts. But we have 21 minutes to go. Both wings for London Irish can feel pretty pleased with their day's work so far. The throw coming up from Saracens, won once more by Skirving, this time at the back of the line, and again Saracens are going to attack from inside their own 22. It's good to see as Powell moves the ball onto Penny, steps infield. It's dangerous, but it's entertaining.
I think the problem with that one was slightly too lateral. I think Irish have clued onto it now after the last couple, and defended with a bit of a drift rather than a blitz, and Saracens just run out of space in the end.
Back now to Jackson. Jackson's turn this time to go long down this right hand touchline, but Hewat gathers inside his 22, just takes his time over this one, thumps it off his right boot. He too has missed a touch, as down below us we've got the back row, Dave Seymour down injured, slowly getting up, a wild pass left which the crowd thought was forward, but the ball from Penny to Ratuvu over the 10 metre line when the London Irish defence finally gets hold of the Fijian and drive him back on their own 10 metre line. Irish should turn the ball over again. Well, Saracens really can't hold onto the ball at the moment. They go down the blind side this time from Thorpe onto Ojo. Ojo steps through the first tackle and is half away, just brought down on the 22, but Ojo is indeed a slippery customer this afternoon from a London Irish point of view. Advantage, says the referee. London Irish with the possession. They go blind to Hewat. Hewat tries to get the offload. He gets the ball away to Richard Thorpe, the number 8. Drives infield deep inside the 22, but Saracens turn the ball over this time, and just for a second Neil de Kock thought he was going to run 80 metres home and score under the post, but the referee was playing an advantage, and there is now a stoppage. I think that
this kick is actually vital.
Yeah,
we look at 5 points back to 8 points with 10 minutes to go. Can Saracens realistically score twice? You'd have thought not. So if Pete can hit this, and then we can hold out for 3 or 4 minutes without conceding a score, the game's almost dead and buried. With only 5 points in it, it's anyone's game, but with 2 scores, with the nature of this game, we'll be looking good for the victory.
Well, he is set now and ready to go. The ball on the 22 and in from the right-hand touchline, 15 metres. Hewat, key kick in this game, strikes it right-footed. He likes it. He spins it round. He raises his arm immediately, and that's come the touch judges' flags as well. There is a man who's supremely confident in his kicking at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's only